Tim, it's retired too early to be recording. Lethargic.
Yeah, we're in a park.
This doesn't even look like coffee. Look at all this stuff that's in there. Alright, we're here and it's early and we have no energy. Article 37. Proposition 37.
What is Proposition 37?
It's like a proposal of the 37th kind.
Maybe one day she'll say yes. Proposition 37. California citizens have the right to create, a law, a ballot proposition in November in the election for the president.
But if we don't live in California, then we can't vote.
Right to Know GMO Act.
If a product in the grocery store contains GMOs, it would have to be labeled.
GMO, just in case you don't know, genetically modified organism. I have nothing wrong with technology. I have nothing wrong with marrying technology with biology. My problem is that I don't trust anybody at all. And pretty much the world runs on money, not on like honor and integrity. We're running this experiment which is happening inside of my body, and it's basically like, well, we'll feed him whatever we feel like we should feed him, and if he doesn't die, then it's okay.
Or he might get cancer and then we'll change it.
If you have mesothelioma caused by eating of corn, definitely have a problem though with the fact that we're putting this stuff into food and it's like the largest experiment of its kind. 80% of products on the shelf, packaged goods, contain genetically modified organisms. You might think that, okay, well we have the FDA, USDA, and
the CIA,
CSI,
CSI, and then we have law, and then we have and then there's the FCC. I forgot about that.
The FCC. Why would they feed it to me if it's going to kill me?
Yeah, they haven't really tested it fully.
No, they haven't. Legislation is very difficult. They have things, grass, generally referred to as safe. Basically, like, allows them to pass things without really testing it. We've been eating biomatter. We're going to genetically modify the seeds. They grow up into these plants that are resistant to pesticides. Since they're both biomatter, it's kind of the same thing. Since we know this is okay, this is okay. This is 100% safe, which is sort of a way around it. Yeah. Okay, well then it's safe. It doesn't really matter if you agree with it or if you don't agree with it, because it's just about informing the public. This has GMOs in it, this does not have GMOs in it. Even if you think that GMOs are a good thing, why are you so scared that that's going to be labeled that it's GMO? Proudly packaged with GMO products. If something gets passed in California, there's a good chance that the rest of the country will benefit, because they're not going to want to repackage things multiple times. No. They'll just be like, okay, fine, we're going to write that it's genetically modified. At one point, we did not label what percentage of fat, which we don't do accurately today. No, we don't. Quite possibly be seeing a part of this video on next week on the Fcast on the end of last week's video. We're looking at that. Look at that. Wow. 50 countries have seriously restricted or completely banned altogether the use of GMO products. 40 countries already have a mandatory labeling of GMO law in place. 93% of people in a recent poll would like to know what products have GMOs in it. I think it'd be better to ban it than to just allow it to happen. It's so stupid that you have to like make it a law before people will act ethically. Now I'm going to read some stuff on this website. This is 6 more reasons that you should vote no. It'd be very bad to have this law because GMO crops are in everything we eat. That's not a good reason in my opinion. Basically everything we have is GMO, and we put it all into these centralized like storage units, and if everything has GMOs, all you have to do is write, this is a GMO product on the actual unit. Less than 1% of commodity grains, wheat and soy, and corn are GMO free. Yes, it's very difficult. Less than 1%. Yeah, that's his first reason that you should vote no. Okay. What you should not do, you should vote yes. Second reason is create a field day for lawyers. If this was passed, anybody that wants to take somebody in court that's in violation of this law would be able to sue the companies. They should be able to break the law if they want to. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, number 3. This initiative would effectively restrict the use of the marketing term natural. You can't market things as natural because we're going to be writing on the product that this is a genetically modified organism, and then we're going to be putting all natural, which is what's happening all of the time now. Only the truly natural products will actually be labeled as natural. It won't actually change the number of products that are all natural. It'll just make it be a perception that we're a less natural country. They'll put like in small print partially, and they'll put natural in huge print. This contains some things that are derivatives of things that were once natural. Reason 4 would be because if we pass this law, it'll be the law. That doesn't even make any sense. It'll be difficult for us to fight it and overturn it. Don't vote this in unless this is what you meant to vote in. This is another example of California initiative system being gamed by special interest from out of state, which basically is saying that you and me, we live in a different place. We have a vested interest because we live in the world and we care and we want things to be a certain way that we shouldn't give a. The thing is, as I do care what happens to California because it's going to affect what happens here and it's going to set up a precedent. I'm not doing anything illegal. We don't want to confuse people. We don't want to inform people. And it's not saying you can't have GMO crops. And here's what's going to happen. If it is labeled, people are going to be educated. They'll be able to buy the small 1% that's not genetically modified. Crop growers will be like, we're going to grow more of that because it makes more money. Eventually, you'll wind up where it's 50 genetically modified, 50 not genetically modified. Supply and demand is designed to meet the needs of the people.
Yes.
And if the people want to eat healthy food, that's what we'll get.
And then we'll all eat great someday.
If we could get a Prop 37 and I would vote for it. Point number 6, why do farmers like these crops so much?
So they're getting paid to grow them, and on top of that, none of their corn gets destroyed because it's all got pesticides all over it.
How is that a good reason to vote no for Prop 37?
I have no idea.
I think they like the crops so much, yeah, because they're subsidized and because
they can grow more of them
because they're able to sell them for less. No stupider way to grow your crops.
The final thought is Prop 37 needs to get passed in the November elections, so be aware, tell everybody about that.
We want you to vote yes on Proposition 37 for America.
I remember where we were, and you don't remember where we were.
You don't remember where I was going.
I know where we were and where I'm going, but I'm trying to figure out where you're going. We've digressed.
We've diversified. Some graffiti over here.
Yeah, there's graffiti up there, and I'm gonna blur it out.
Okay.
We won't actually blur it out.
I shouldn't show that.